Hello there, Mad Mike here, and welcome back to the channel. Now, I was originally going to put this video out yesterday, but because I did three videos, I figured I'd wait until at least this morning to put it out. And that is just the basic rundown of the Terminator Dark Fate Comic-Con panel, which took place yesterday. Um, Now, this panel consisted of Arnold Schwarzenegger. I believe Linda Hamilton was also there, and the several other stars of the film. Now, James Cameron was not there. However, he did, I believe, Skype into the Comic Con and gave a little message to people because I think he's on the set of Avatar 2 at the moment. So, and Tim Miller was also the director. So, this is on the heels of some very, I would say, controversial comments from Tim Miller about scaring misogynist men with the characters in Terminator Dark Fate. Now, I attribute that to kind of a gaffe by him because I feel like if he really was a social justice warrior, he would have never made the movie Deadpool because that movie is way too raunchy and insane to it's way too edgy. Let's put it that way. The first Deadpool movie is very much an edgy film compared to what we would normally attribute to social justice warrior types. So moving past that, we look at what actually happened during the panel. Now, they showed, I believe, two featurettes. You can see one of them online currently. It's about a minute and 30, minute 40 seconds. And then there is another one, or there was some scene that was shown that is not online currently. I haven't been able to find any leaks of it. But basically, the first part is apparently we find out that the Terminator that Arnold Schwarzenegger is playing in this is named Carl. I don't know why they decided to name him Carl. That seems kind of weird to me. But I guess that scene where they meet him at the cabin, Linda Hamilton wants to immediately murder him. She's basically a Terminator hunter, and that's all confirmed through both of the featurettes that were shown. So we have confirmation on that. The other character that we thought might have been a Terminator was Grace. Apparently, she's not actually a Terminator. She's a cybernetically enhanced soldier from the future. So she's still human, but she's been physically enhanced. And I think that's why we see all of those scars on her body in some of those screenshots. And they do show a very brief glimpse of her presumably fighting in the future with like body armor and stuff on and shooting a rifle at these like Terminator things with tentacles coming out of their backs. So we got a little bit of confirmation on that. During the featurette, we also see that apparently the Terminator in general, the one that travels back, is kind of a. We already kind of knew this, but it's just a weird amalgam of a T-800 and a T-1000. And they show Arnold Schwarzenegger going head to head with it a little bit. They show him like shooting the T whatever it is in the face. And a few other things. They show a lot of action. They show it kind of growing blades, which we saw in one of the other trailers, and just slicing a bunch of people up. Looks like there's a scene that takes place in what I presume to be some kind of a manufacturing facility where the Grace character is. And then overall, a majority of it was stuff we've already seen. James Cameron did confirm that this film would be rated R, in continuing with the first two Terminator entries. Terminator 3 was also rated R, but Salvation and Genesis were both PG-13 films. So we're getting back to the hard R. There's a lot of swearing in this. Tim Miller has a little bit of a thing in one of the featurettes where he's talking about, when he realized, like, oh my God, I'm filming a Terminator movie, when he had Linda Hamilton and Arnold Schwarzenegger in the same panel talking to one another. Arnold looks great as usual. He looks like he's doing perfectly fine. Linda Hamilton has returned to form, which I'm very happy about. She looked very good in the trailer. I liked the lines that she gave. She's obviously aged. I mean, you can't help that. It's been since Terminator 2, which I believe came out in 1992. It's been almost it's been close to 30. Yeah, it's been close to 30 years now since Terminator 2. So it's understandable she's going to age a lot, but it seems like she stepped back into that badass role very easily. There's a really good scene where looks like it takes place after the battle on the bridge on the overpass, the highway that we saw in the first trailer, where she just dumps a grenade off the side and blows something up that's presumably the Terminator or something like that. She does a very good job at kind of being that calm badass, and she stepped back into it, and she's basically a professional Terminator killer at this point. So I like that. I like the fact that she's back. The only thing that I don't really have any problems with the old characters that they're bringing back. The newer characters, it seems like we're kind of running the same gambit now. So like, what's the significance of this girl that they're protecting, that the Grace cybernetic soldier is protecting, and that Linda Hamilton is protecting, and Arnold Schwarzenegger is protecting? What's her significance? Why is this girl now need to be protected as opposed to John Connor? And we did get another weird confirmation that apparently Eddie Furlong is coming back to play John Connor, which contradicts reports that we had before that John Connor is supposed to be, and again, these were leaks, that John Connor was supposedly killed at the beginning of the film, and this is kind of the offshoot of a tangential timeline. So I don't know exactly what's been going on. I also don't know if Linda Hamilton has been killing, like, how many Terminators has she actually killed at this point? She seems very adept at shooting them, and she seems very, even in Terminator 2, she was pretty adept at, killing Terminators, but, or at least, damaging them, and she was a good shot and a good combatant. But there's a lot of questions that still need to be answered, and in terms of what's going on with this movie, but I think a lot of those are probably going to get answered in the coming months. They gave us kind of what we needed. They said it was rated R. They gave us some tidbits. They gave us some extra footage, and they went over the whole thing with Eddie Furlong. Now, the Eddie Furlong thing is really, really weird to me in the sense that Eddie Furlong has not done very good in probably the last 20 years. He's had substance abuse issues. It's obvious that he had gained a lot of weight. He looks like a homeless person, essentially. Although I have been seeing reports that he has been in the gym for the early part of this year trying to get back in shape for this film. Now, I don't know essentially if uh, he's coming back and they're going to trim some stuff up with CGI, make him look a certain way, yes or no. It would be very interesting to see if he can actually get back into shape, and maybe they fix, some stuff with CGI. You can make a lot of people look a lot better with makeup and various things like that in films. So I'm not overly concerned that he's coming back, but I'm more concerned about how they're going to take this, because again, this contradicts those leak reports that we got before, where it says that he's killed off early in the film, and it wouldn't make sense to bring him back as an adult if he died as a kid. So yeah, there's some interesting things going on here, and I have no idea really where they're going with certain things here. They showed a lot of action, and they showed like I said, the scene in the manufacturing facility. They showed all the stuff with Arnold and a bunch of other stuff. So we got a bit more of a look at some of the set pieces that are going to be going on in this film. Now, uh, now that we've kind of gone past that stuff, again, this leaves me a bit more optimistic about this film. I was kind of almost ready to give this film dead to rights after a certain point when those leaks came out, because I was concerned they were just going to tread over the same ground they treaded over before. But this seems like it's a little bit different, and I'm kind of interested to see where it goes. Now, I'm just going to pay attention to it for the most part, and when we get a second trailer, I might do a review of that if it shows enough new information. But right now, I'm kind of split on this. It's kind of a 50-50 cut for me whether or not this might be good or it might be complete garbage. So I want to know what your opinions are. Put them in the comments. Did you watch the Comic-Con footage? Did you watch the panel? Do you want to see this movie? Do you want to see a continuation of the Cameron timeline for the Terminator franchise, since this is supposed to be a direct sequel to Terminator 2? Put your thoughts in the comments. Again, I like to know what you're thinking. Hit the bell for notifications, hit the like button, subscribe, and remember, I live my life free of compromise. Do you?